Please welcome my friend James Mack.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, Pantera.
Exactly.
Good music.
I know, and they're from Texas, just like I am. So, yeah, I know I'm a little bit overdressed tonight. I literally came here from a wedding, so and it's a lot of fun when you're single going to a wedding of somebody else by yourself. I know some of y'all are surprised that I'm single. You're looking at me like, no, James, you look like you invented fucking. How is that possible? So, no, I am single. Recently, one of my friends tried to set me up on a date. Anybody here ever been set up on a date? Well, did it work?
No.
It never does. Because here's the thing is that when your friend tells you, like, I want to set you up, what they really mean is, I fucking hate you. But my friend tried to set me up with her roommate, and she's like, James, before I introduce y'all, I need to let you know that she's poly. And I was like, she can dress up as whatever bird she wants to. I don't care. I'm a cracker. She can eat me. It's fine. But she's like, no, James. She goes, you don't understand. That means she's polyamorous. She likes to date multiple people at the same time. I'm like, wow, y'all are real progressive up here. Because back home in Texas, we just call that a whore. No. I really am for Texas. I'm from East Texas. I've been up north now for 5 years. That's 5 years of every day explaining to somebody that I'm not racist anymore. No. Yeah, because not only am I from the South, y'all, but so are my parents. My dad's from Louisiana. My mom's from Arkansas. And yes, I was conceived during a wrestling match. But it gets real weird when your dad tells you on a fishing trip that the only way your mom can come is if he does the Hulk Hogan leg drop. So nobody needs that shit. So, yeah. I catch a lot of crap about my accent up here too. One of my friends asked me recently, he's like, dude, how do you pick up women sounding like that? Like, you're from South Boston, I wouldn't talk. So, like, you sound like an extra in a Matt Damon script, so shut the fuck up. But no, I had to tell him, I was like, I actually have an entire process that I go through if I want to pick somebody up. First thing I do is turn my accent up a little bit. Yeah. Shuffle my hair so she knows it's not a toupee. Walk right up, look her dead in the eye, be like, you're prettier than a newborn deer. Yeah. And some of you are like, that shit don't work, and yes, it does. I've seen women get so wet from that, they slide off their stool, hit the ground, and splash. So, thank you. No, the other thing that I get to hear a lot about is they're like, oh, white people don't like spicy food. Have y'all heard this one?
Of course.
Yeah, it's bullshit, y'all. Coming from East Texas, we're Cajuns on horseback. So we put hot sauce on everything we eat. It makes taking a girl home that first night a lot more fun. Yeah, she can't say she didn't feel anything that night, y'all. So, somebody around you's not laughing. That's all right. That joke's a slow burn. So, yeah. I know she was talking about being Catholic. I grew up Irish Catholic. Anybody else here? All right, awesome. Yeah. Some people are like, prove it. I was like, I have 8 brothers and sisters. That's all the proof I need. Because, yeah, in Catholicism, we don't teach about hobbies or contraception. Yeah. But I grew up like Irish. Like my grandparents came over from Ireland. And so I grew up having to listen to a bunch of Irish folk music, which if you have never listened to it, it is just rap for poor white people. Yeah. Because they talk about the exact same stuff, whether it's rap or Irish folk music. Like, take the song Whiskey in the Jar that Metallica fucked up. I meant covered. Yeah, it's a song about a guy who goes and robs a dude, goes home, tells his wife, first mistake, that he robbed him, and then his wife, while he's asleep, goes and tells the guy that he robbed to come rob him back. Now tell me that don't sound like it should have been on an Ice-T album, y'all. So, But that's not the only example out there. There's tons of them. But the one that comes to mind right now is there's a new one that just came out. And it's about a guy who goes and gets a brand new car, decks it out, and he's singing about every little part to it. Now, some of y'all may be thinking, like, that's a setup. That's got to be an Irish folk song. And then some of y'all are like, no, that's a rap song. And you'd all be wrong because it's the wheels on the bus go round and round. Yeah. Growing up on, I grew up on a ranch in East Texas, and usually I'm not wearing my cowboy boots because I'm usually in like Philly or New York City, and the reason I don't wear my cowboy boots is I refuse to look like a victim. Yeah. But growing up on a ranch is a lot different than anywhere else. Like, for instance, the sex talk that I had with my dad, he just pulled me into the front yard and he's like, boy, you see what that bull's doing with that cow? Yes, sir. He's like, well, that's what you're going to do on prom night. All right, Dad, but that bull looks like he weighs a lot. That shit's going to hurt. And he's like, no, you're going to be the bull. All right, but how do you get consent from a cow? By the way, y'all, don't bring them flowers. They just eat it. So, yeah. No, it's always fun. I know I said I was single. I really am. And if the deer pickup line doesn't work, I usually just let them know I'm a veteran because I did 15 years jumping out of airplanes for the Army. So, yeah, no, you're allowed to clap. It's all right. Yeah. Despite the rest of these fuckers, like, it's okay. So it's nice to know at least one person saw my masturbation video from Iraq. Thank you. No, I joined when I was really young. I joined at 17 and got to go to some really cool places. I got to go to, like, Germany and Poland, and that's the end of that list. Yeah, because I also had to go to some really shitty places. I got sent to Iraq, Afghanistan, and Fort Dix. Yeah. But when people hear Iraq and Afghanistan, I usually get asked a bunch of questions. One of them I hear a lot. People walk up to you and be like, dude, when you were overseas, do you ever have to kill anybody? I like having fun with them. I'll stare them dead in the eye and be like, no, didn't have to. Like, why are you asking? You got a job? You hired? You trying to be single again? What's up? Yeah. And then inevitably, the next question I get is, dude, do you got PTSD? And yes, I do. So I'll give you a second to find your exits. But I've convinced my mom that PTSD actually stands for being pretty, tempting, sexy, and debonair. So. Usually I get a whistle, but y'all are assholes. I get it. I understand. It's fine. No, and I know when I turned sideways, some of y'all got really confused. You're like, damn, James, I thought you had to be in shape to be a veteran. Round is a shape. Fuck you. Because this is still the body of a warrior, y'all. I've just changed what I'm fighting against. Yeah, instead of fighting Al-Qaeda and ISIS, now I'm fighting type 2 diabetes and the weight limit on a toilet seat. And I tried to lose weight. I went to the doctor. I was like, hey, doc, what do I got to do? He's like, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give you a little Fitbit. So watch goes on your right wrist, measures the motion of your wrist. It'll tell us how much you worked out. And I was like, awesome. All thing I learned for the first 2 weeks is I drank for 3 miles a day. But I stuck with it and went back after like a month, and the doc's looking at the app and he's like, wow, James, you're up to like a half marathon every other week. I didn't have the heart to tell him that. I took it off my wrist, put it on my dog's tail, and fed her treats. So. I also found out while I was trying to lose weight that y'all are prejudiced against chubby dudes in jogging pants. So, yeah, because y'all see somebody with a six-pack, like, nobody in here. But y'all see somebody with a six-pack and you're like, holy shit, that dude just got through working out at the gym. You see my fat ass and you're like, holy shit, that dude just got through working on a pizza. No, I really do have PTSD, and everybody's PTSD is different. I want to make sure that people understand that. Like, depending on why people get diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, could be the difference in how their reaction is. Because PTSD is like an umbrella term for a lot of different things. So they could have gotten their PTSD from something that happened to them as a child, an assault, dog bit them, whatever. They could have got it from combat like I did. Or I had somebody tell me recently they had PTSD because they watched The Sopranos too many times and watched him get shot. Yeah, that was my reaction too. What? Are you fucking stupid? But part of my PTSD is I do have social anxiety, and if you're wondering how I can get up and do this with social anxiety, easily. See, every month the government takes all your tax money and they put it in a check and they send it to me, and I buy drugs. Yeah. But I do go to a therapist like every comic does, so it's mandatory to do this. But I go to the Veterans Administration for mine, and one of the things that I find really interesting is if you go into any VA anywhere, they have posters on the wall that say, make sure you know about the suicide prevention hotline. Does anybody know what it is now? It used to be 1-800-SUICIDE. They changed it in January. What is it now? No, it's wow. If you because the audience didn't hear this, she said 666. You are calling somebody way different. I've heard 811. I've never heard 666. Which, by the way, 811 is not the right number. That's how you find out where to bury the body. No, it's 988 now. Yeah. Which I think is a great thing. They shortened it up. Unless you have a rotary phone, you're fine. But it used to be 1-800-SUICIDE. And like I said, it's the suicide prevention hotline, which always makes me feel a little weird because I was like, why do we need the word prevention in there? Is there a suicide assistance hotline I don't know about, y'all? Like, is there a number you call up and they're like, thank you for calling the suicide assistance hotline. This is Jimmy speaking. How may I assist you today? You were going to do what? Take pills? Pussy. You were right to call us, and you should have been paranoid because we already know where you live. And we have a box on its way, and it's going to contain 3 important things for you. Gun-flavored mouthwash, an assortment of ropes, and our newest book on how to tie the perfect noose by Anthony Bourdain. Oh, like any of you fucking knew him. Shut up. It's been 3 years. It's fine. The great thing about that is I can just rotate celebrities in that bed. Like Jeffrey Epstein, Anthony Bourdain, Robin Williams, David Carradine. Like, who do you want to hang out with? It's fun. No. The other thing, thank you for catching that. No, the other thing about that is I was thinking like 1-800-SUICIDE. Like, suicide is a hard word to spell when you're stressed out. I mean, gun to my head, I could probably only do it once. So, and I was thinking, like, you know what? We got to come up with something easier for people to remember. Like, I don't know, like 1-800-I-KILL-ME or 1-800-YOU-SUCK or 1-800-WET-TOASTER. Some of y'all are starting to count, and you're like, James, wet toaster's too long. Well, the extension cord wasn't, so. Yeah. No. Does anybody here believe in reincarnation? Clap it up if you do.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So, you two can come back. The rest of you can fuck off. All right. Like, how can you be Catholics and not believe in reincarnation? Like, Jesus was reincarnated. Come on. Just didn't take 1,000 years like it does in Buddha. So, he just works faster. That's it. No, the reason I asked that question, y'all, is I didn't believe in reincarnation for the longest time, but on my last tour in Iraq, I was almost killed 3 separate times by suicide bombers. For $20, I turned into a really shitty OnlyFans. Yeah, where I'll show you pictures of my scars. I can't show you pictures of the suicide bomber. I couldn't get them all back in one place again. Yeah. But since I've moved up north, I've almost hit 3 separate deer, and I started thinking they're the reincarnation of the suicide bombers that missed me. Yeah. And the reason for that is because deer and suicide bomber do have something in common. And it's not the color of their skin. I know what you were thinking. So, yeah, it's because they both explode when they hit your windshield. Yeah. What did you say?
He's destroyed 8 cars by hitting deer.
How many?
20?
No, I've totaled 3 cars and I've hit 25 deer.
Wow. You know you're supposed to drive on the road, right? I can just see it now. He's out in the woods. We got the electric truck today. We don't even have to turn it off.
Fastest way to butcher 'em.
What's that?
Fastest way to butcher 'em.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Down here, if you hit the deer, do you get to keep it? Or
You have to call the police and tag it. That's
Oh.
all they can see.
Exactly. Toss it in the back and just keep going. So, I don't know. What do you drive? So I know to let you on the road first. It's like I'm afraid to wear a brown jacket. It's close enough. He's got a white tail. No, one of the most important lessons that I did learn in the military, though, is that bored 18-year-olds are the most dangerous thing ever. Yeah. Because if you lead 18-year-olds without any guidance whatsoever, like just sitting around, you're going to come back to something being destroyed. So, like, it's either going to be a blown-up trash can, or there's going to be strippers with new husbands, or you'll come back where they started making up some weird games, like something called gay chicken. Yeah. Who knows what that is? No, you do? What do you think gay chicken is?
If I remember correctly, we were supposed to do a strip down and then stare at each other in the face and see whose dick moves first.
Nope. It's worse. Although that is a different version that I've ever heard. No, the gay chicken that I learned, it started out fairly innocent. I'll put fairly in front of that. Where 2 guys sat really close to each other, put their hands on each other's thighs, and slowly move them up until somebody freaks out or they touch dicks. So, but unfortunately,
Our version better.
I'm sure you do. I thought I recognized you from the championship. But unfortunately, y'all, I was in the infantry, and they have to do some weird shit at all times. So what they did one night in the barracks is they changed the game up. And it can rival what she said, because what they did is one guy got on his knees with his mouth open, the other one went 5 feet away and pulled his dick out, and they started waddling towards each other. Now, some of y'all are asking, James, did you ever play this game? And I did not. I refereed. Now, the thing that always made me laugh was, like, no matter how awkward this shit got, like, the guys would still be like, dude, it's not gay, it's not gay. I'm like, you just had your dick in another dude's mouth. That's pretty gay. But then they'd be like, no, my eyes were closed. It doesn't count. But some of the guys that played that, I'm still friends with, and they came up. I live right outside of New York City now. We went into Brooklyn, and there was a bar there, and it had a little plaque on the wall, and it said, hey, if you can tell us an Urban Dictionary sex act that we don't know what it means, then we'll give you a free plate of wings and a free pitcher of beer. My friends don't know any of that stuff anymore. You know, they've gotten out of that, and I hang out with comics, so I have to know that shit to keep out of trouble. So. But it got to me, and I told the waitress, I was like, do you know what an Italian chandelier is? And she's like, no. And do any of y'all know what an Italian chandelier is? It's when you make up shit for free wings and beer. Yeah. I get asked sometimes about flashbacks, and if you don't know about them, they essentially is when you get to relive your worst moments in life over and over again. You know, kind of like when Biden gets on a bicycle, or when Chris Rock sees a bald person. I don't know. But I always wondered, y'all, why can't we have like a good flashback? You know, like the first time your dad took you to a ball game, or your first kiss, or first time you got a pinky in the ass during a blowjob. You know. Could have all been the same day. Some of our parents love us more than others. But most people remember their first kiss. It's usually a good thing. So, like Mr. Deer Hunter, do you remember your first kiss?
I do.
You do? You said that really quick. Was it earlier today? I'm not talking about kissing the bumper off of something either. No. Was it a good thing, though?
It was.
It was awesome. Was it with anybody that's in the room right now?
Yeah.
Is it her? Her? Okay. I was like, because she kept looking at you. Like, she's looking at you. She's not paying you no mind. Were you his witness to it? Well, it didn't work like the deer, right? Crank it up real slow. Did it happen in the woods too? Is that what? Wait, for you it did? What? Did you kiss both of them? Like, that's kind of weird. No. All right. That's what we all say. No, and like I said, like usually your first kiss is something you really do remember. Like I remember my first kiss, y'all. Like I was all excited. She was really firm, and I'm not allowed that taxidermist again. Yeah. Y'all, I have a degree in political science from Texas A&M University. So every now and again, I try and use that degree for some good stuff. And lately, I've been trying to use it to try and figure out how to solve or at least lower the rates of racism in the U.S. And I think I finally figured it out, but I didn't realize my grandpa was telling me the whole time. Basically, he was saying you got to date all the different races in order to kind of make things better, get to learn people. I mean, he said it a different way. He said, fuck the Chinese, fuck the Black. Yeah. But I'm sure it was the same sentiment. So. Anybody in here have pets? Clap it up if you have pets, y'all. Awesome. What do you have?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I have chickens and I have dogs and cats.
Oh, cats aren't pets. The roommate that won't pay you rent. But good try. Awesome. Who does anybody else have any name besides dogs and cats or chickens?
Turkey.
You have a what?
Her name's Arlene.
Wait, what?
That's dead serious.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Turkey.
Oh, a turkey.
Her name's Arlene.
He gets nervous in November, doesn't he? Her.
Arlene.
Oh, okay, Arlene.
Yeah.
That's my sister's middle name. That's fucked up. Fatten her up for Thanksgiving? Is that what it is?
No.
How? Sure. That's what all the homeless people call pigeons too. But, I don't trust them. No, the reason I asked that, y'all, is I got a dog last year, and as mandated, every white person has to have one person who runs a humane society, and that's my mom for me. So, and I went down there and got one of her dogs, and she was like, James, some things are going to have to change around your house, and I was like, all right. And I didn't realize she was dead on because beforehand, if I heard a noise outside at 2 o'clock in the morning, like, I'll just grab my pistol and go check it out, you know, because I haven't watched enough horror movies in my life. But, like I said, I'm Irish Catholic. We believe in demons. And so when my dog's barking into my closet at 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know whether to reach for my pistol or reach for my Bible now. And I'm from Texas. They're both on my nightstand. So. The pistol and the Bible, not my dog. Let me clarify. But the other thing is my mom got all excited. She's like, James, you're going to be a pet parent again. I'm like, no, stop that right there. She's like, yeah, James, I'm going to make little t-shirts for you. They're going to say you're a doggy daddy. No, the fuck you're not. Mom, I'm from Texas. I work up north. People already think I fuck animals. I don't need this shit. My name's James Mack. You can check out my special. Thank you so much.